Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's what I mean. It's like I was like nothing happened in like the
Yeah.
first 50 minutes, and I watched it again. I was like, oh my god, what was the hands, you know? So I
Mm.
mean, it's worth going over it just to you know.
Yeah, well, to be honest, like something that I've realized is that that's actually where I think we're losing we're losing the money and not getting to 5 an hour is because those sorts of things happen, and they happen more often than we think they do, and so we actually lose money over time because we're playing too many hands that we shouldn't be. Um, and I'd be interested to know like if we just cut all of those out, like say that flop comes, we don't really hit anything at all with our 18 suited, but what
Ten
happens?
six.
Yeah, like what happens if we just oh yeah, that's right. We had something small, but what happens if we just like stop as soon as um
I think
we
it's kind of impossible because, like, I mean, from
mm,
the masterclass at least, Charlie recommends C betting pretty much 100% of the time. Uh,
yeah.
like there are some spots where it's good. Like I think like that seven spot before is like a good one, where you know it's just a board that someone's hit. You might as well check, right? But
Yeah.
this guy's limped, so he could also just have nothing as well, you know. So
Yeah.
like his range is so wide, we might as well bet and try and get him to fold. Then I should be pretty honest on the turn, to be honest, and just check fold. But
Yeah. I mean, I would even say so like I know that yeah, we should be c betting pretty much like 80-90% of the time. But maybe this is a situation where we don't actually c bet. Oops. Just because like we don't really have any draws, and if he's got aces or queens, aces, queens, or nines, probably he's just gonna stick in, and we're gonna have to just check it down. And then if we improve on the turn, like you do, it's like, well, I kind of want to bet more now, even though there's no chance that he's ever gonna fold.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, I probably should like either he limps me, I just check fold straight away, which I feel like is kind of bad because they're not going to have anything a lot of the time, and especially when they're in the small blind, they'll just donk into you and you've got to fold.
mm.
Whereas when you min raise, you get like the betting lead. He could be limping
I think the min
also,
raise is fine. I think the min raise is good, for sure.
and it's like he could be limping just I don't know. But he could be limping like something like Jack seven off or
Yeah,
any sort of random hand, you know, that just completely misses. So
yeah.
I feel like you got to bet the flop maybe,
No,
and
I
then
agree. I agree. Um, I think you can even maybe that's why raising it up even bigger on the pre-flop is better, because like we can say if he calls our like bigger raise like to like an 8, then we can assume that all right, he's probably got a Broadway, or he's got something, and we can sort of like get rid of a lot of the trash, um,
yeah.
and then we can say like
I mean,
mm,
we did say though, like before, like they're generally going to call, like limpers are just going to call your massive bets, right?
yeah,
So I don't know, maybe like I don't know if this is wrong. This is just like my thought process for like min raising. It's just like I keep the pot small. They're going to miss because they've limped and they have a terrible hand probably,
mm,
and then I get the betting lead when I would be out of position
yeah,
and wouldn't have the betting lead. So that's like my thought process. And also,
yeah.
I guess like they could just call my massive raise with like 10-6 suited. And it's not like the best hand to do a large raise with.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would maybe even expand it and say, when they limp, they could have anything, which is
Yeah,
rather
they
than
could have.
a trash. Like in that situation, they could have anything. And so, uh, saying on this board, like I think that's where like this board, like it's kind of like maybe c bet, maybe not. But if we do c bet, we basically give up if he calls, um,
Yeah, pretty much.
because yeah, if he's got any Broadway here, he's gonna be sticky as fuck. Um, like any king, any jack, he'll probably just stay in anyway, just
Yeah,
because.
definitely like the check is good, I think, because he
Mm,
could like potentially check back a queen. Like he
yeah,
might. Uh, especially if it's like a weaker queen maybe. Um, yeah, I should
you're like
probably give
yeah.
it up.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely worth. That's something that's definitely worth talking to Helena about because she knows a lot about the c bit sizes. Sorry, the c bit, like when we should be c bitting and when we shouldn't be c bitting. Because
Right, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
again that's like another leak that we have where, um, a lot of the time we c bit where we shouldn't be c bitting. Like that 20%
Yeah,
of
I
the
definitely
time.
have that problem.
Mm,
Like, just if I can go for it, I generally try to.
yeah.
I do check here though. I think just because it's like if my hand improves, right? Like if a king or a nine comes up, could also improve my opponent's hand. So
Yeah.
like yeah, and if they have a queen, they're not gonna fold. So
I completely agree. There's a lot of broadways in their range. Um, all
so
right.
like this is a weird one. I figured when I checked like they one of them would have led the turn, right? Well,
Mm,
at least well, obviously Golden Dust is last act, but generally people bet their draws, right? So I felt like it's possible that they've maybe turned a draw now,
yeah.
like probably with like a king or something. So I bet like larger here, but I don't know. Maybe I should have bet like just 50% instead. I think. I don't know why I went to the check button though.
I mean, I kind of like the larger bit because I think yeah, you can get like kings, maybe nines to come along, as well, and then also like the two pairs, the queen jack, the queen ten.
Yeah,
Problem
I mean
is,
like
yeah, on the river
I
it's
feel
kind
like
of tough. Hmm.
it's weird because like obviously we don't know what the player on the button is going to do, but the player from the small blind should be leading if they have anything.
Hmm.
Uh, so you kind of just left with this unknown of like I don't actually quite know what these people are doing, or
Yeah,
what they've got and how much to bet in accordance with that.
yeah. I guess the only problem is if we get check raised. Sorry, yeah, if we get raised once we
Well, the thing
bet.
is like because I was on the gun, like everyone should be three betting ace king, right? And no one's done that,
That's true.
so they shouldn't have ace king in
Yeah.
theory. you know.
So really, they can only have king nine, which they probably. Do you reckon they'd be betting? I don't know. It's a tough one. Yeah.
I don't know. They probably would have three bet me, but oh, sorry, re-raise me. But
Yeah, I
yeah, it's
think
a weird one.
actually, do you think betting small here would be better? Because then we get all the nines and the kings to come along. Because like the only thing that's actually calling you here are like possibly hands that beat you. I don't know. It's like,
Well, the thing is, like, I guess like a queen could still call me, right? A king is going to call me. A nine might call me as well.
mm,
So like all those like just random draws that are left after this turn are still going to stick around, like even with a 12-cent bet.
yeah, it's
I think anyway, right? Like they're not going to fold, and they shouldn't have ace king in theory. They could have like 9-8 though, to be fair. But
yeah, yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, nine eight as well. Um, I'm not sure about that one.
yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't really know exactly what to bet, but I went with that, and it worked out. They folded, so.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. All right. Oh, let's go back one. Okay, yeah, I like that sizing as well. So you bet pretty fast. So what were you thinking? Like that he can call with here? Because I think it's
Just
another hand.
pretty much any jack or any other pair, basically.
Hmm.
Obviously, hope he doesn't have a six. But I think he snap calls me, so I'm thinking he's got some kind of pair, probably a jack, right?
Yeah, I think you can still stay in with like ace king heart suited, possibly with it with a half size, but it'd be pretty loose. Um,
It'd be pretty loose, given that I've like three bet and pre-flop. I don't
yeah,
know, and it's like really dry board, but
yeah,
you know,
can definitely stay in with like sevens plus.
yeah. So all those like under pairs and jacks,
Yeah,
basically. I'm hoping to get called by. Uh,
yeah.
and he
Which
folds the turn for some reason, so I don't know what he had,
well,
but
I
probably a
think
pocket pair.
yeah. Well, I think he's sort of like yeah low pocket pair calling because you could have ace king, and only be betting one street. I think that's what people generally think.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if a king or ace comes, they fold. Or if you continue betting, they also fold. So,
Yeah. So,
unless they've got the ace king.
yeah. But like snap call though, I was just like he's got a jack most of the time, so we'll bet half pot because again people hate folding top pair. So.
Yeah, I mean the jack's so unlikely here. Like I feel like it's much more likely that he's got the sevens plus, which you can actually make quite a bit of money off if you just keep betting small. Or something I've been doing with hands like these where it's like I'm pretty sure I've got the value hand. Is that I'll just check it. I just check it back to them, and a lot of the time they think you've got ace king, and they'll start betting.
Right. Yeah.
Because like they're like, oh, if he's got queens plus, he's just going to be barreling the whole time. But as soon as you check back, they're like, oh, he's got ace king. I wanted to get him to fold before the ace or king comes.
Yeah, like when you check back on the turn, it's like it looks like you got, in this case, like ace king or like a weak pair, basically.
Yeah, and we can get a little bit more money out of those pocket pairs that do decide to call. Only problem is if they actually hit their hit their set and then you're kind of screwed. But I mean, I think we make more money over time, because you can sort of tell because they'll shove, and when they shove, you're kind of like, he's probably
riveted me. Yeah. So.
Yeah, which happens less often than if you're actually getting money out of them. I think.
Well, yeah, I think now he's like if he did have a pocket pair, he's got like 4% equity. I think, unless he had a draw as well, like I don't know. I know he couldn't have, could he? So yeah.
Okay, what happened here?
So he raises really small, so I just call to see.
I think you can call with any suited connectors here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like suited, but.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Just connectors.
But unsuited connector, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And what do you reckon he's betting with? Just could be any high cards, any ace.
Yeah, I mean this isn't like a great bluffing hand. He like I was thinking he probably doesn't have it most of the time, but I also don't have it.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a great spot to do anything about it. So.
Yeah, totally. Threes.
I'm trying to remember these hands, but I can't quite.
It's okay. You're right. Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, we play a lot of hands.
Yeah, it's just I want to like try and remember what I was thinking. So yeah, this guy donks really large.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like some people do this on these dry boards as a bluff, but at the same time he could also just have like a top pair, top kicker type hand.
Yeah.
So raising pretty large, he's probably not going to fold. And if a heart comes, I'm not going to get much value out of him either. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not sure what the protocol is for this actually. I almost feel like just letting him.
Just call maybe.
Yeah, just calling.
I don't know.
Calling him down because like, especially when he's betting this much, it's like if he's gonna bet 80% two streets, then on the river, we can actually maybe even induce him to go all in. Because like the reason he's doing it is because there's nothing on the board, right?
Yeah.
Like we can say,
yeah, I guess we maybe want him to like hit something if he is bluffing as well. Yeah.
And then as well as that, like say if he's got an ace here and he's like, oh, I've got an ace, I want to hit the draw, but if he check raises me, I'm not going to have the equity to do it. I've actually been finding that a lot of time in these spots where there's like a connectors to an ace, people will be betting on the spot, and you can just call them down with basically anything, because the ace, like it's so unlikely they hit the 4 or the 5, right? But they're willing to bet so high because they've got the ace.
Right. Yeah.
And then as well on top of that is that if they hit the ace and you're in this position where you got the threes, you can just literally shove and they'll call that, as well as if they hit like a 4 in the next, like you can say if a 4 or a 5 comes, I can just basically if an ace, a 4 or a 5 comes, I can shove the next hand and we'll just say he's got an ace, and a lot of the time they call that as well.
Right, yeah.
That's what I've been finding at least. But I know I have been getting into a few tricky spots because I've been assuming that. But at the same time, when you've got a hand as good as this, because I'll usually do it with say like a pair of 2s. Like I'll have a 2
Right,
like in this one
yeah.
with any equity I'll do it. And that's when I have like a little bit of trouble. I'm still trying to work it out. But especially with a hand as good as this, I think it's definitely worth just assuming that He's looking for a draw, and we can charge him 3 streets, um, or he's just bluffing.
Yeah, I think he folds this, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, he
guessing he
does.
had nothing. So yeah, he folds really quickly as well. So
Mm. Interesting. Okay. Oh,
I don't know what time it is, but like that.
yeah.
There was like
Where's the
this
hand?
hand. There was like an ace jack offhand, I think, towards the end. That I was like, I think I did okay with it, but I was also wondering if it was like a correct bluff to make, because it was like a river bluff. Um,
Yeah.
but I'll try and find it myself actually as well, just because I can give you the
So you reckon
time
it's
for it.
kind of near the end?
Yeah. So I closed Discord, so I didn't get any notifications, but. Gotta find like the link I sent you.
Nines. This one? No, kings.
Yeah, it's loaded up.
Actually, this looks like it. This is good. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was this one. I was like, I make a kind of a risky bluff, so.
All right. So talk me through this one.
So I think we open. I think he 3 bets me. So this is a loose call.
Yeah.
To be honest. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't. It's probably a bad call to be honest, but yeah, we end up in this pot. And I was thinking as well, like if he does have ace king, I might be able to bluff him. Honestly, from the start of this. So just because ace king on a board like this doesn't really have a lot, and he actually checks to me as well.
Yeah.
So immediately thinking, what hand 3-bets pre-flop and then checks this board? It looks like maybe ace king, ace queen, could be ace jack as well. Like aces, kings, queens are all betting here, right? And jacks as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think I check back.
Okay.
And then turns a queen. And he bets this. I'm kind of concerned that he could have a queen here, but I also have a draw, right? So I think I just call. I think he bets anyway. Maybe he checks. No.
Yeah.
He bets pretty big.
So what do you reckon he's betting with? Like just the ace king, probably, or?
I was thinking, like this is probably ace king, right? Because like, let's say he had ace queen. This is like 9-10 queen, like things that I'm calling him with. Like it's a dangerous board to bet that big with a queen higher. Pair of queens, and then the river's a queen as well. So I'm thinking you probably don't have a queen. You look a lot like ace king right now, at least to me.
Yeah.
And obviously both like flush draws are missed as well. So like the backdoor flush draw missed.
Yeah, I would even say you could have jacks as well.
Yeah, I feel like jacks would bet on the flop though, right?
Not necessarily, because he could be thinking that you've got, you could have like queens or something as well.
Like that's like one hand that I could have though. Like I'd be full betting aces and kings, right? I could easily have like a number of flush draws as well.
That's true. I mean, it's
so
kind of dangerous.
I go for a re-raise here. I think he tanks for a while and then folds. But I was also thinking like, I don't know if this is like a correct play because he still could have like ace queen and maybe I've just misread it and I was just right this time, So
yeah, it's kind of a tough one. I think ace queen. I'm not sure he does 3-bet ace queen versus you. Let's just have a think about that.
Yeah, I guess some people do check their ace kings and ace queens on the flop as well. They just don't bet it because to them they haven't hit anything.
Yeah.
The way I saw it at least was like there are 2 queens on the board. I have an ace. I have the key jack as well if I was going to rep a straight, which he probably doesn't have. So, it doesn't look like he has anything. I don't know.
Yeah, either that or he's got 10-9 and he was hoping that you'd barrel into him. Something like that. Or 9. Oh, no. If he's got 9s or 10s, he's definitely calling. I'm not sure, right? That's a really tough one. He could have Jack 9, Jack 10.
But it's like he's three betting like me, and I'm an early raiser. I'm not like under the gun, and he's like in the small blind as well. So,
Mm.
but this is what I mean. Like some players are just kind of like predictable with what they'll bet with and what they won't. So,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people when they just miss the flop, even though they free bet you pre-flop, just tell you pretty quickly that they don't have aces or kings. And when you know that information, it's like, you know, it's pretty useful.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're right, actually. If he's got Jacks plus, he bets here, right?
Yeah.
If he's got...
He's got a set, you know, definitely.
But the thing is as well, like, if he's got any equity, so say if he's actually bet with 10 Jack or Jack 9, or even 9-10, like, I feel like maybe 9-10
Yeah, like,
does beat
even hands that are like bluffing a bit as well.
Yeah.
It's
like they don't really want to bet because it's like, well, he can have the pocket pairs that are better than me, or he can have, like, these sets are quite common, like 9s or 10s for you to be calling with as well. And
it'd
then
be pretty unusual for him to three bet like
yeah,
Jack 9 though. You know what I mean? I could see Jack 10 suited though, definitely.
yeah. But I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with is why he'd bet here, but not on the flop.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It looks like he's turned a draw, decides to bet really big.
Yeah, or ace king.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he would bet on the river with ace king. That's the thing. I think it must be Jack 9 or Jack 10.
Well, do you not think he has ace king? Because I mean, like that's what I put him on at least. But I know that's like a specific hand. You're supposed to come up with like a range. But
Yeah.
it's the only thing I could really think of that like would check the flop after three betting.
I think
Like if he had Jack 10 or Jack 9 as well, do you not think he'd bet if he did three bet as well? know?
I don't know.
Like no one really checks like top pair on the flop with a flush draw.
Well,
and
he
potentially,
wouldn't
like,
bet
a
Jack.
straight draw out.
He wouldn't bet Jack 9. Like he would check Jack 9. So that's
Yeah,
literally
I
the
guess.
only hand you can have. So, maybe Jack 9 or
And
ace
also,
king, right?
is Jack 9 going to call like a raise like that as well? You know what I mean? Like
What do you
river,
mean?
right?
What raise?
If say he does have Jack 9 on this river,
Yeah.
and he's bet really big for whatever reason,
Mm.
and I do three bet him to that size, is he really going to call with bottom pair? Well, not bottom pair, but
No, for
Yeah.
sure not. He's only
Or like
calling
that.
here with what? All his queens, and that's it. Well, aces
Queen,
and kings, but he doesn't have aces
yeah.
and kings. Yeah.
and he doesn't have a straight, really, does he? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of dangerous because he is repping the queen, and so I mean I don't think I would. I don't know. I don't think I would shove here just because of that. But I mean it worked out. Like he can have Jack Queen, but you're right. If he's got Jack Queen, he's betting. He's definitely betting there on the flop.
like most players are betting all their draws and their pair and their top pairs at least. You know, I tend to bet like my second pairs as well, just because I can find out where my opponent is sometimes if they snap call me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird one.
Super weird.
I just wonder what you thought of it because I was like, I made it and I was like afterwards I was just like, should I really have done that with you know it was kind of risky, but then I was thinking, like you said, like I can probably fold out a lot of the three bet bluffs he was doing pre-flop. I could probably fold out ace king here. I mean, like some people are real calling stations even with ace high, so you could just call. So
Yeah, it's super interesting. I mean, he definitely does have a lot of queens when he does this. Ace queen, queen 9, queen 10, queen jack. But then
like the river is just like it's less likely, right? He could still have it, but then it's like, why would you bet so large if like I've called your massive turn bet as well?
Yeah, like he's
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like what would I be calling you with that when like I either have a made hand or a misdraw, right? At
Mm,
least to him, you did have a queen. Um, like, why would you bet that large? You know what I mean?
yeah. Could
You're
have.
either
He could also had Jack King, and he literally folded because he thought you had a boat. uh, that would be
oh, I mean,
interesting.
that would be interesting. I don't think people are making those kind of folds at two and elbow. You know what I mean? That's true. I didn't think about King Jack. That would be interesting.
I don't know. This is a very tough one. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, you're right. A lot of time he's got something, but he could also have Jack Hayes, um, like the other Jack Hayes.
Yeah, but I figured I'd be folding. Like I feel like he's just got a lot of bluffs here, right? I
Mm.
mean, he could have the queen. That's fair enough if he has it. But I feel like he's also got a few bluffs in there as well.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what like how we analyze these situations. It's like there's so many hands that he could have, so many hands that he doesn't have, but there's so many hands here that make like they make something that it's just like, is he ever folding? If he's actually made something, I don't know. It's like super
Well,
hard, right?
you have to have like King Jack pretty much for a straight.
Yeah, but then he's got
That's the only hand. I
yeah.
mean, I have a Jack, which I mean we shouldn't like pay too much attention to that, right? Because
Mm.
it's not like I've like there's two Jacks on the board or anything. But
Could also have
I don't
10
know.
9. I don't know. This is so many things that he does that
The
he's.
thing is, like, if he had 10-9, though, I feel like he'd bet. He'd
I
get
mean, he
value
does. He
from
does bet on the turn, where
no
he
on
sends
the
the
flop
queen.
though. I mean, like,
Yeah,
you bet flop because like I could have flush draws, I can have
aces.
gut shots.
Mm.
I could have both. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah,
like, surely you'd want to get value if you had three bet that loose as well.
yeah. It's oh man, this is such a tough spot. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's interesting. But yeah, we should finish up there.
Yeah, I don't know how long we've been on. So.
I think it's about an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half. I can cut up the video a little bit and do like part one, part two, part three, or something.
All right, cool.
If you're all good with being on YouTube, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, it's pretty much the Discord people will see it. So
Yeah,
that's
true.
fine.
That's true.
Like, yeah, if it was like a really, I don't know, like, I don't know, PewDiePie or something, like, maybe not.
I think it'd be pretty interesting to be playing poker on PewDiePie's channel.
Yeah, maybe like he used to be a gaming channel. Maybe he'll branch out into gambling. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, hopefully. No.
Get all get all his fans to get into that.
Anyway, let's wrap up. So
Yeah.
what are the main takeaways? Like maybe like top one to three
So,
things.
check raising, I think, was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That was like, definitely something I want to try out.
So we want to post those hands, right? If we can find those hands and post them in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'll try and find them. I mean, I play like a fair bit today, so it
Yeah.
might be a bit of a search. I'll try and find them though.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess dealing with limpers, kind of when you should be betting, when you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think check raise the raise sizings as well, like in position, out of position. Just because I know people have told me this like multiple times, like from my videos, that they're like bet 4 times out of position, bet 3 times in position.
Right. Yeah.
3
I mean,
bet.
I guess I'll get feedback from this as well, like
Yeah.
on what people think of certain hands. So that'll be interesting. I mean, you said you'd film some footage as well, right? So
Yeah, I've made like a video every day for like the last week or something.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm away after the 5th of April because I got to go home and revise my exams.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you're like free in between, then
Yeah, man, we can do another season.
I'd be happy to. I would have to do like a one where we look at your footage instead of just mine. So
Yeah, I'd be keen for that. And I think the last thing as well was C betting. Getting questions on C betting, because like the 20% or so that we shouldn't be C betting, and then we just continue to barrel is what I think was make both of us were losing a lot of money from doing that. Just because
Yeah,
people have told me that as well.
bad bluffing opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Thanks so much,
all right.
man, for the call.
Yeah, thank you. It was really good. So
It's nice to meet you as well.
yeah, you too, man. It's kind of weird to like speak to someone from like the Discord face to face.
Yeah. I feel like we got the same accent as well.
So, do we? What?
I can't actually tell where you're from. Are you from the UK?
Yeah, I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Because it looks pretty sunny there. So-
New Zealand. So yeah, it is
Oh,
pretty
New
sunny.
Zealand. I couldn't tell. I honestly, for some reason, I thought you were from Ireland.
Really? Ah.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, he must be from Ireland or something. So,
Somewhere crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
All right, man. Catch you later. Thanks so much.
yeah, it's good. Cheers. I don't know how to end this call.
I have no idea how to end either.